Happy Halloween, everyone. Happy Halloween. And thank you for joining me on this spooky edition, complete with a skull tale. Not a tale of skullduggery, just a tale of a skull. Thanks for joining me as always. And today I decided, in honor of the spooks and goblins and monsters and other threatening horrific nemesis that you may face today, we will do a video with a gun so you can defend yourself. Not just any gun, a Mars gun with artwork that looks like the guy that drew it maybe was inspired by Dolly when you see the face up close. But anyway, before we get into it, as always, get comfortable in your chair. Grab that steaming cup of coffee and spice it up. It's the fall now, even though I'm making this video in early September and I'm posting it for Halloween. Yes, because as the collection is probably close to opening by now, if it's not open already. I had to do the videos any time I had available. So maybe you have some fall, like cinnamon pumpkin spice. That's what it is, pumpkin spice for Halloween. And that's what you're going to, or you have some maybe pumpkin spice tea as we prepare for the ghouls and goblins today. And again, also, by the way, if you're a lurker, do us a favor on this spooky day. All Saints Day. Wasn't this supposed to be about saints, or All Souls Day? Maybe the souls are going to come back. And I will tell you, regale you with the tale of the skull. It's not the crystal skull. But again, if you're a lurker, please subscribe, by the way. And if you're comfy in the chair now and your screen's adjusted and you got a snack and you're ready to go and you're like, all right, let's talk about the toy and shut the hell up. Let me tell you about this skull. So last Halloween, in 2021, I was at Peterbrook, my go-to for chocolate delights, which, by the way, you know, if I did my video on those vintage chocolate molds, which I believe I did, I asked them, can you use those? They said, sure, bring them in. I said, they might have some little oxidation on them. And they're like, nah, it'll be fine. So we'll see. We'll see if the molds that can make rockets and astronauts from the 50s are actually good. So if they are, we'll make some chocolates, and hopefully they can clean up. Anyway, they left, what was it? I think it was malted milk balls. They forgot to give them to me for some reason. So I had gone back in there. I said, hey, I never got my malted milk balls. And they're like, sir, we never leave anything. We always put it in the bag. I said, I'm telling you, I didn't get them. And so then, like, well, I had to talk to the manager. So they go back, get the manager. And I noticed something out of the corner of my eye. The guy's like, well, we always put our content in the bag, sir. I'm sure you got them. So there, as he's talking to my face, right by their register counter, was the freaking bag of malted milk balls sitting over there that they forgot to put in the bag. And you know, that had been sitting there for like 2 or 3 days. I said, excuse me. What is that bag sitting over there? Right like a foot from your freaking hand there, buddy. And he's like, I'm like, could those be the missing malted milk balls that you neglected to put into my bag? And he's like, we're sorry. You know, he was so convinced that they were infallible, couldn't make a mistake. So they gave me this freaking white chocolate skull here. Right? And this thing weighs a ton. Ooh. And, you know, I just didn't want to eat this. First of all, like, only my younger son eats the white chocolate. It would just be me and him. I never had the heart. It's so cool looking, number one. And I had other white chocolate bars anyway. So it's just been sitting in our fridge for a year. I don't know what the hell to do with it. I looked at the tag, and there's no expiration on this. You know, I should maybe give it to somebody. And how does it taste? It probably would taste good. So I've had this white skull sitting in my fridge from Peterbrook for a year. And I said, well, let me break it out for the Halloween special. You know, I mean, don't all these, like The Simpsons and South Park, they all have Halloween specials. So here's my very own Halloween special with the tail of the skull. Now, what does he have to do with the toy? Absolutely nothing. But if it's Halloween, why not put a skull there? And he will be there. I guess he could be target practice for the gun. So anyway, what do I have going on here toy-wise? Because that's what you tune in here for, right? Not to hear my nonsense. So I don't know, I know what videos I've posted. Like I said, I've been posting them in advance. So you're looking into the past, almost 2 months in the past, probably. So I was looking at the face of this guy. I was deciding which gun. And these are not the guns from Morphe's. These are different guns that I got from another collector where I bought like a small batch. I don't know, 6 to 8, maybe, something like that. These are the supplementary guns to the Morphe's, of which I still have no idea where I'm going to put them. And I was looking at this face. I said, look at the style of the face. That looks like a creepy dolly. Just his expression. And you know, the artist had skills. You know, it wasn't like he couldn't draw. So to me, like, it's just kind of a creepy vibe to it. And even has like the eye I don't know, the whole thing, the face, the coloring. It seems a little off to me. Like it could have been a little more, let's say, realistic, okay? And the scenery, though, is cool. He's shooting at, look, it's funny, he's shooting at, and then the box got torn. Maybe he shot through the damn box. But you got, like, this cool tank over here in the background by this mountain. And what are they shooting? They're always shooting at something. And by the way, this is a Daiya Mars gun. And here's the side panel. Kind of graphic over here, too. And there he is. He's holding the gun sort of like a noob, but sort of not. Like he's on patrol for something. It's friction and sparkling. And here's the side. And then they shrink it there. It's funny how they shrink these forms, you know, of the box just to fit the gun. Because God forbid you use a little extra cardboard. So that's another gun that I'll unwrap and post for another video. But I said, you know what? I need something to prop this gun up, and this is going to be the challenge. I guess, you know, there are people that have the things that hold them up like this, but here's the actual gun. It's pretty cool. It's all tin litho. It's got these nice red gels where if it was sparking, which it's not, it would be pretty cool. But it's also got a nice rocket litho over there. Look at that. You know, I dig rockets, so it's nice to have rockets. Got some stars. You got some kind of meter over there or gauge that's telling you something or other. Maybe it's some sort of plasma gauge. Got a nice grip on there. Look, it almost looks textured. It is textured, actually. Textured grip. And look at the sight on here. Look at that. You can line up with this ridge, this red ridge, but that would be too low because your actual sight would be up here. And there you go. So if this skull was coming to life, and you said, you know what, I don't like the look of this skull, you can just kind of hone in on him, and then rev him up like a car. And it does say Mars gun on there. And how could you not like a gun with a rocket on it? So here's the actual... Any sparks in there? Now, kids were so lucky back then. You could play with something really awesome and cool like this, and you could shove this in the face of your dopey friend that was just maybe bothering you, and in your mind you could pretend that there is a plasma discharge or a laser beam melting him, slicing him in half, kind of like a lightsaber, right? In your mind's eye. And he had no idea what you were thinking about. Because you're sitting here thinking, yeah, your eyeballs are gone, your nose is gone, your ears are gone, everything is gone. Because he was bothering you, or picking on you, or something like that. Or you were just having fun, somebody was the alien, or you had imaginary aliens, because that was the key, right? You were using your damn imagination, right? You weren't being dumbed down and dictated by screens that direct you the paths. You know, everything now is these linear paths. Back then, you can be free to create your own adventure. And toys like these helped you along the path. because you created your own adventure. That's why things now are so damn derivative, because people don't have the creativity. Back then you could create stuff. So anyway, that is your Halloween Mars Gun special. I hope you have a very nice Halloween, and I hope you're stocked up for the trick-or-treaters if you're giving out candy. If not, turn the damn lights off, because you don't need them knocking, ringing the bell and all that crap and bothering. Just keep the lights off. But either way, enjoy it. Maybe you have some of that nice orange candy corn or whatever it is that you're chewing on, or some leftover Twix bars. And listen, thank you as always for joining me. I appreciate your time. And again, a quick reminder, if you haven't subscribed by now, I don't think there's any hope left for you. So thanks again, my friends. And with that, I'll talk to you later.